How often should I check my ladder or step ladder? Well, you need to be giving your equipment a pre-use check every time that you're using it. And all that involves is just going over the ladder or the step ladder from top to bottom, and you're checking all of the components from the feet to the treads all the way up, and just making sure that that equipment is safe to use now. Only takes a couple of minutes. A common thing that people miss is whether the feet are present and or in good condition. It's just like tyres on a car. When your tyres are starting to get thin, you start checking them more frequently. Okay, at the end of the day, that's what's keeping you in contact with the ground. And you'll see a lot of ladders and step ladders on the top of vans and so on, and they're completely missing all the feet. Now, you wouldn't think to drive a car without any tyres on, but often people are quite happy to go meters and meters up in the air on a ladder which hasn't got any feet on it. So it's a great place to start with any inspection. The best way to scrap a ladder is to cut it all the way through all of the rungs. Okay, if you just cut it, your ladder through the middle, then someone's going to walk off with two shorter section ladders. So the very safest way to do so is to cut it all the way through to put it beyond use. Ladders and step ladders are ideal for tasks that are light work, short-term duration. If you're looking at a longer task that's going to be using heavier equipment, for example, then a podium step or a tower, something with guardrails all the way around, which enables you to move your position a bit more while having both hands off that product. Collective protection is very, very important because it protects everybody collectively. If you think about something like a harness, it's personal. It only protects the individual and generally needs to be attached correctly, anchored correctly. It needs the user to actually do something in order for it to work. But collective protection, once it's installed safely, will protect everybody collectively. So if you imagine a guardrail that you might see on a mobile access tower, or fixed scaffolding, or scissor lifts and cherry pickers, all of those things have got guardrails around the working area which collectively protect everyone that is working in that area. And it's passive. Once it's installed, you don't need to do anything. It's there and it protects you from a fall. Can I use a harness on my ladder? Well, in order for you to be harnessed onto a ladder, that ladder needs to be tied down and absolutely secured. You must never ever use a harness on a ladder which is not itself secure. In the event of a fall, if you're harnessed onto an unsecured ladder, you're going to drag that ladder down onto yourself and the people who are working around you. Do I need someone to foot the ladder? You should be footing the ladder in order to make it as stable as possible, okay? That doesn't mean to say that using a ladder is a two-man job. We sell all sorts of accessories that make that ladder more stable. They prevent the ladder from sinking into soft ground, which can cause an overturn if one side of the ladder hits something buried like a tree root or a stone, something like that. There are things that stop the ladder from sinking in, from slipping outwards, and generally they make the ladder much more stable. So that is one way that you could foot a ladder. Under the new EN 131 regulations which are being brought in, people are asking, will I need to replace all of my equipment? And the answer is no. The new regulations are not retrospective, so all of the equipment that you've got, whether it's already EN 131 to the old EN 131 standard, or if it's class 1 industrial equipment, will be good to use until it wears out, becomes damaged and so on. And at that point, that's when buying new equipment, you'll find that it's all manufactured to the new EN 131 standard. What do you recommend for ladder inspection? Well, ladders and step ladders are work equipment, just like forklifts and electric drills, and they all need regular inspection. Now, we use this good to go ladder checking system, which is great because it's dead easy, and I'll demonstrate. If I move this one out the way. So here's one I prepared earlier. Okay, so we use a combination of this ladder tag here, which simply cable ties onto the product, and together with an inspection book that looks like this. This one is for racking, but there's towers, ladders, all sorts of different types. You fill one of these forms out, and then when you finish that form, you get a date on there, the expiry date for that inspection. You tear off the top copy and fold it up. That goes inside that tag there. Your carbon copy yellow stays in the book, and then you put the book in your back pocket. You take the book back to the office, and then you've got your formal inspection in the office. You've got one on the ladder for the user if he needs to see it, but crucially you've got this date here on the tag that shows whether or not the ladder or step ladder is in date, and the user should be looking at that date to make sure that it's still in date with the inspection. So if there's been some sort of a problem, if the user finds a problem, or if the inspector, when he's carrying out his inspection, finds a problem, what they can do is they can pop that open, they can turn it around, and they've got that do not use nice and clear there. Okay, so that alerts whoever was thinking of using this step ladder that it's not safe and it needs to be quarantined, and so on. Okay, hopefully that answers all of your questions about ladders, step ladders, inspection and so on. But if you've got any more questions, just get them in the comments box below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to get all the latest news and updates from TB Davies. Thanks very much.